Right, so here we go. We've got the 1 Series in. We're going to do an oil and filter change on it and reset the service light. Nice simple job. Let's crack on, get it in the air.
Bonnet pulls down on the driver's side there. Give it a little tug, and then we can get the jack underneath these little plastic noggins under the sill. There's 4 of them on the car. I think the passenger side one makes draining the oil easier on this model. Get it right up, get the safety lock down, pull the safety catch on the bonnet there, and get it in the air. Take the oil filler cap off so we can get this engine cover off and get that out of the way. Nice and tidy under there. Grab hold of this engine cover at the front. It's on rubbers. You just give it a tug at the front and then pull it out off the sliders at the back. Stick that at the back out of the way. So what we've got is the Taskmaster oil filter set. And looking at that, I paid about 23 quid for that. And you get all the different adapters and stuff for the different cars. So we've just got to find the one for the BMW, which I think is probably might be that one. So we've got a whole array of sizes, and also the claw. And then we just get that on there and slide that on. No, don't, 'cause it's not the right one. 76. Okay. Right, let's tuck in and have a look at this. This is that oil filter set that I was talking about. And according to this, it's supposed to be quite a comprehensive set. It's got all the sizes. The one that we needed was a 76. And the 76 is this one here. But the only trouble is, the shape of it is wrong for the BMW. So it don't fit. It doesn't fit over the top of that 1 Series, the 1 Series diesel. The 3 Series diesel, same engine, but the oil filter housing had got that big hefty nut on the top, all made of plastic, but I'd got a socket that would fit on that and I could get it off nice and easy. But this 1 Series is different, and it's the cup that I've got in this comprehensive set doesn't fit. So I ended up using the claw, which is this thing here that clamps as you rotate it. The claws come round and they grab hold of that filter and pull it off. The only trouble with this, because of the action and the way it works, the tighter the filter housing, the more you turn it, the tighter it squeezes it. And because it's plastic, you've always standing a possibility of cracking it. So it's not ideal for those plastic housings. So I've ordered the laser 76 BMW adapter for that filter. I'll put the link in the description, so I'll have it for next time, because obviously we'll need to change the oil on it again. So I'll get the claw on that and wind it off. So another handy tip on this BMW paper filter, at the bottom of the filter it's got the little noggin. Now when you've took the engine cover off, the first thing we need to do is to take that filter and crack it off, undo that filter and lift the paper filter out of the cartridge slightly, and that noggin releases from the bottom and opens up the little hole which then drains down that filter into the sump. So all of that canister is releasing the oil into the sump. Leave it there while you're draining it from below, and that should be dry, pretty much dry when you take it out the top. Saves like spilling oil everywhere. It just lets it drain down. Didn't know that. Somebody left me a comment in the last video I did on this, so yeah, thanks for that. Right, we've got this oil bucket. Let's go downstairs. Right, so under here what we've got is the flap. So we turn that around. Let's give it half a turn. And then the flap will drop down, allowing us to get access to the sump bung. There she is, beautiful.
Okay, and then we've got the bar with the 17mm socket on the end of it, 17mm socket. And we'll just hook that onto there and crack it off. There we go. We can bring the oil bucket in. Get the oil bucket underneath, and then if you like to get it down his arm, is just undo that sump bung. Not to drop it if we can help it. Bingo, and pull it out the side, and out comes the oil.
Takes about 5 minutes on this one for the oil to drain out. I've got it in fast forward just to save you waiting round. But it's always quite a pleasing feeling watching that oil drain. Very soothing, I think. Don't take much to please some people, does it? But yeah, get that trickle down. Get it right down to a steady drip.
So on the end of the sump bung there, you've got a copper washer. If it's in good condition, you can reuse it. If it's really squashed down, you need to put another one on there. This one, that looks pretty damn good to me, so she can go back on again.
If you get a reasonable oil filter, then you should get a new copper washer with the oil filter kit if you really want to change it over.
There we go, it's down to a drip. That's good enough for me. Let's get that bung back in again. So get that back up, we'll just give it a wipe, and then I'll do it up properly.
It's a bit of a tight squeeze under here. Just been jacked off the floor, but we can get on it.
Just nip that up. Not way too tight, just enough. Look it out the way, and then we can put the flat back up. There's no drips on that, so we'll just put the flat back up, and then spin the little noggin back round again. A little flap to lock that all in place.
If you've got a little stubby screwdriver with a big head on it, it makes life a bit easier than trying to do what I'm doing here with a big screwdriver sideways.
There we go. Super, that's that bit done.
If you've got the trolley jack, it doesn't half make life easy. We'll drop that safety latch off and lower that down. I'll put some links in the description at the end for some tools, the trolley jack and stuff on the Amazon shop.
And then slowly ease it out. Oh, there we go. So there's the filter. Now, all intact. So what we've got here is the old filter. We're just going to grab hold of that and pull it off its base, like that, and away that comes. And we can chuck that one away. Got his new filter here. And we get some new goodies in there. Got a new copper washer and the seal for the top of the lid. Okay, so we've got this. So we just put a screwdriver in there and feed that one off, remembering where you've got it from.
Now, I'm not always a fan of changing these rubber seals over. If they're in decent nick, sometimes it's just as well to leave it on there.
And get the new one, pop that one in. Just work it round from the top. We don't want to stretch it too hard.
The amount of times I've changed this and put a new one on and then gone to put it in and it's puckered up, whereas if you use the old one, sometimes it just goes straight down, no problem at all.
Make sure that's in all the way around there. Put a little bit of oil around it. Make sure it's all seated. No, it's not puckered in any way. Okay. That little noggin there has got to sit to the front. So we drop the filter in locate that to the front there. Make sure that's in. And then we'll pop the top down. Push that in. And wind it down.
I do apologise for getting my head in the way. I've got my silly hat on and it's blocking the view, isn't it?
And then we use the claw.
So we just work this on, just wind it down bit by bit, getting that lid down, making sure that that rubber seal goes in nicely all the way around and it doesn't catch or pucker up in any way. Like I say, the actual filter tool that's available on Amazon is far better than this claw for the job. We're not going to go mad. Just make sure it's down. There we go.
That's it. Okay, let's get the new oil in. Okay, and we've got on this one, we're using the Synthetic Plus C3 BMW long life, meets all the requirements, fully synthetic.
I've got no problems with this oil. As long as it's fully synthetic and it meets all the requirements, it'll be absolutely fine. People have said on previous videos, or why you're not using the recommended Shell, Castrol branded oils. You can waste your money if you want. As long as it's fully synthetic and meets the requirements, that oil is going to be absolutely fine. It's going to be good. This engine, it's going to hold around about 5.5 litres. I'll put the 5 in first and then I'll just dip it, check it, and if I need to just add a bit more I can do. There we go.
Just pop that cap back on and start it up.
So we're just going to fire it up, let the oil circulate, let the oil pressure light go out on the car, and then we know everything's got oil in it and it's all good.
Put it on the dipstick. Give it a wipe.
Okay, so the dipstick, from the minimum marker on the dipstick to the maximum marker on the dipstick is 1 litre of oil. So when we pull this out here, we can see that's halfway up the marker, look. So that only needs another half a litre, and that's going to be up to the maximum.
Just at the bottom of the dipstick, so another half a litre. And there.
So we'll drop another half a litre of oil in, and that's going to be absolutely perfect, right to the top of the marker. But we'll re-dip it just to be sure. There we go.
Beautiful. Spot on that. This sits on 2 pins at the back and 2 rubber lugs at the front. So we slide that in.
Now this can be a fiddly little thing to get in at the back there, because that bar across the plastic bar with the wires that run through it, it just gets in the way a little bit. So we're going to get it, I'll get it in there about right. I'll get the torch in and just check. Yeah, we go, get the torch. Just check where those little, there's 2 little lugs where the pins fit in at the back there. A little bit tricky to see. But when you get it right, you know it's right. It just slips in nice and easy. So just make sure everything's out of the way, just try and line it up, and there you go, look. And then just push it down onto the 2 rubbers at the front when everything's in line and the oil filler cap lines up. There we go. Get the oil filler cap back on again. Just locate it and twist it around. There we go. Give it a little wipe down. Then we can close that bonnet and we're done under there.
Right, let's reset the service indicator. So what we're doing first is putting the key into the... Once the key's in, we just press the button with no pedals pressed till we get the ignition coming up and we get the service light on there. So we press and hold this button here. until the ramp and that symbol. You get various symbols coming up there, but as soon as the ramp service symbols come up, and you can see there it says 1,000, sorry about the shadow, right, it says 1,700 miles minus, so that's overdue. And then using the toggle switch, we can toggle through the menus. Brake, 22,000 miles, brake fluid, 9th month 2021, rear brakes, another 10,000 miles, 7th 2020 on the service, oil 2,600 miles, or the 7th 2020. So what we can do there, we want to reset that, so we get to that, we go to here, we press that button there, it comes up with reset, we press and hold the BC, the little clock starts to spin, that one's reset. And then we're going to go the oil, we've just done the oil, so again we press and hold, the little clock spins, and that's reset 16,000 miles. So there we go, that's reset. That one's got 22,000 miles. Brake fluid on the 9th 2021, rear brakes another 10,000 miles. The service there is now on the 7th 2021. Oil service is another 16,000 miles, or the 12th 2021. Major service 37,000 miles. So we're all good now, we're all set. So then all we do is just press the stop start, press and clutch and start the engine, and we're all good. So there we go, 1 series all sorted, oil and filter changed. Not a difficult job to do. We've reset that service light. All good to go again for another 10,000 miles another year. Try and change the oil on these every year. I know the service intervals can be longer, but I say once a year, and you can't go wrong. Keeps that timing chain in a really good condition.
Well, if that's been of any use to you, please drop me a thumbs up, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.